Aiming and Amir were close friends since university. After graduating, they decided to start a small cafe together because they shared the same passion for coffee and business. They trusted each other, so they never signed a written partnership agreement. Instead, they verbally agreed to run the cafe together and share profits equally. Aiming managed the cafe daily, supervising staffs dealing with suppliers. Amir handled the finances and contributed more capital to start the business. After a few months, Ming noticed the cafe's profit were lower than expected. The betrayal came when a supplier mentioned supplying coffee bean to another nearby kiosk owned by Amir. Ming later discovered the partnership fund had been used to support this competing business. Feeling betrayed and losing trust, Ming sought legal advice.
Lawyer, I started a cafe business with my close friend Amir. We didn't sign any agreement, but we agreed verbally to run the cafe together and share the profit equally.
Okay, there is still a valid partnership under Malaysian law. Under Section 3 of Partnership Act 1961, a partnership exists when two or more persons carry on a business in common with a view of profit. The law also recognizes oral partnerships as shown in cases like Gulazam vs. Norzaman, where the court accepted that a partnership can be formed based on conduct and mutual dealings.
At the cafe, I manage the daily operation like supervising staff and dealing with suppliers, while Amir handled the finance and contributed more capital at the beginning. Everything was fine, but after a few months, I noticed our profit were lower than expected and the cash flow was become tight.
That must have been worrying. What will happen next?
I later found out that Amir has secretly used our partnership fund to open up another coffee kiosk nearby under his own name. He never told me about it, and the kiosk sells the same type of coffee as our cafe.
That is a serious breach of partnership duties. Under Section 31 of Partnership Act 1961, a partner must not carry on a competing business without the consent of the other partners. By opening a rival coffee kiosk without informing you, Amir has breached his duty of loyalty to the partnership.
When I confront him, he said that he invests more capital. He had the right to use the profit however he wanted.
Okay, Ming, that argument is legally incorrect. Under Section 26 of the Partnership Act 1961, where there is no agreement to the contrary, all partners share profits equally regardless of how much capital they contribute. More importantly, Section 30 requires a partner to account for any private profits made from the use of partnerships, property, or funds. Using partnership money for personal business is a clear breach of fiduciary duty.
Does it mean I can claim the profit from the coffee kiosk?
Yes, absolutely, you can. Under Section 30 and 31, Amir must account for and return any profits gained from competing with the partnerships or from misusing partnership funds. This principle is also supported by the case of View Esteem vs. OEC Life, which confirms that partners must account for all benefits taken while they are partners.
I've completely lost trust in him. It is possible to end our partnership.
Yes, under Section 37 of the Partnership Act, the court has the power to dissolve a partnership. In your situation, dissolution may be granted because Amir's conduct is prejudicial to the business under Section 37C. It amounts to a willful breach of partnership duties under Section 37D, and there is a total breakdown of trust which falls under the just and equitable ground in Section 37F.
Okay, I understand. What would you advise me to do next?
Okay, my advice is that you are entitled to an account of all profits made by Amir from the competing business, and you may apply to the court for dissolution of the partnership. Amir has clearly breached his fiduciary duties under sections 26, 30, and 31 of the Partnership Act 1961.
Amir purchased the washing machine from an electrical appliance shop for domestic use. The shop represented that the washing machine was brand new and suitable for daily family use. The washing machine was delivered and installed the next day. However, after the 3 days of normal use, the machine malfunctioned and began leaking water. A technician later confirmed that the washing machine had an internal defect and was not damaged due to any misuse by Amir. Despite being informed of the defect, the electrical appliance shop owner refused to provide a refund, claiming that the matter should be handled by the manufacturer. As a result of the defective washing machine, Amir suffered financial loss and damage to his floor and therefore decided to take a legal action.
Why is this not functioning? Hello, why is this washing machine not working?
So basically, the warranty came from the manufacturer, not from us, seller.
Lawyer, last week I bought a washing machine from an electrical shop. The seller told me that it was brand new and suitable for daily family use.
Alright, the transaction formed a valid contract of sale under Section 4.1 of the Sales of Goods Act 1957, which defines a contract of sale as a contract where the seller transfers or agrees to transfer the property in goods to the buyer for a price.
After only 3 days of normal use, the washing machine stopped working and started leaking water. I called a technician and he said there was an internal defect.
That is legally significant. Under Section 13A of the Sales of Goods Act 1957, where the buyers make known to a seller the particular purpose for which the goods are required and relies on the seller's skill or judgment, there is an implied condition that the goods shall be reasonably fit for that purpose.
I clearly told the seller that the washing machine was for my family daily use. But when I went back to the shop, they refused to refund me and said the problem was the manufacturer's responsibility.
The seller cannot void liability in that way. Under Section 16B of the Sales of Goods Act 1957, where good condition are bought by description from a seller who deals in the goods of that description, there is an implied condition that the goods must be of merchantable quality. A washing machine that breaks down after only 3 days of normal use is clearly not of merchantable quality.
So does that mean I can return the washing machine and get my money back?
Yes, under Section 12(2) of the Act, a condition is stimulated essentially to the main purpose of the contract. A breach of condition gives the innocent party the right to treat the contract and have repudiated. Since both implied condition under Section 16A and Section 16B has been breached, you are entitled to reject the good and claim the full of a refund.
There's another problem. The water leakage damaged my floor and caused additional repair costs.
In that case, Amir, you also claim damages for the losses suffered as a result of a seller's breach. The Sales of Goods Act 1957 allows a buyer to recover damages where losses is caused by the seller's failure to comply with the contract.
So the seller is responsible, not the manufacturer?
Yes, Amir, due to the law of privity of contract, your contract with the seller, not the manufacturer. Therefore, your legal remedies under the Sales of Goods Act 1957 lie against the seller. In conclusion, the seller has breached the implied condition under Section 16A and Section 16B of Sales of Goods Act 1957. You are entitled to reject the defective washing machine, obtain to full refund and claim damages for the losses caused by the defect. Thank you.